Okay, so moving on now, we've talked about movement and including movement in the classroom. However, I don't want to give you a misguided idea or the wrong idea that active learning is only movement, okay? Because active learning is not only movement of the body, it is actually movement of the brain as well. What do I mean by this? Let's have a quick look at some ideas of what this means, active brains, in practical terms, okay? Okay, my first point here is to include lots of group or class discussions. Giving students the opportunity to discuss things is crucial not only to maintain students' interest, but also to better their social skills. And remember, part of 21st century skills is learning to become social and learning to collaborate and cooperate with other students. Second point, pause for reflection. This is an interesting point, and this is something that we teachers, I think, should get into the habit of. The problem with us is that we as teachers have so many things on our minds, and in the course of a day, we have to complete so many different things, not only as far as lesson preparation is concerned or giving the lessons, but often we have a lot of administrative work as well, or other meetings to organize things in a broader sense for education. So what we need to do during the lesson is sometimes give our students the opportunity to think. Give our students time for pause and reflection. You've asked them a question. Don't expect them to answer this question within a few seconds. Give them time to think and reflect. Give students time to learn, to react, to respond, both outwardly and inwardly, and of course, to react emotionally or intellectually. The next point, which I would like to discuss now, is group projects. Okay, we all realize that group projects are very important, and one of the great things which I see now even from my own children when back a few years ago, or when I visit other classes or whatever, I see a lot of assignments, a lot of projects given now to groups, not to single students, but to pairs or to groups. Okay, of course, you will have projects where students work on their own, but also allow time for group projects where students can collaborate. They must collaborate. They must talk to each other. They must communicate. They can surf the net. They can speak to each other and participate, okay? And these words are all key words which describe active learning. The next point, which I'd like to talk to you about, is group evaluation. Now, group evaluation can be many things. It can be, a good thing. It can be a dangerous thing, because when students are evaluating other students, one student may not like another student in that class and therefore evaluate him or her in a negative way. Group evaluations can be very simple. For example, by getting your students to do a quick survey with raising of hands, or they can be more complex, where students get into groups and they can discuss the weaknesses or strengths, for example, of a project that another group has worked on. This helps students think about what they have done wrong or what they can improve in their own projects. So depending on how you set this up, and remember, if you're going to do group evaluation, set this up with a simple activity first, just by statistics, by raising of hands, who prefers this groups, or this groups, okay? Before moving on to a concept where students could be actually given numbers, where they could write down from numbers 1 to 5, evaluating a group's creativity, a group's performance, a group's input. Okay, these are things that they can take into consideration.